Welcome, everyone, to the Best of Markham Podcast, brought to you by me, Igor Klimanov from FitnessSolutionsPlus.ca, your personal trainers for chronic conditions. Here with me today is Rebecca Tobias from Nose to Toes. And Rebecca, thank you so much for being here. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, thanks for having me. My name's Rebecca. I'm the owner and head groomer at Nose to Toes Grooming. I started my business back in 2014, so it's been 12 years since having my business. Um, Always wanted to work with animals and been in the animal industry since 2011, so about 15 years working with animals specifically. And yeah, I've done it all. I've worked in vet clinics, I've been a groomer, I've worked at doggy daycares. Um, and yeah.
And then you started your own business.
And then I started my own business. Yeah.
What did you decide to take the leap from being an employee to being an employer slash entrepreneur?
The first place I ever worked, I loved, and it really got me like into the whole it was a doggy daycare, it had grooming, it got me into the whole industry. Um, I think just who I am, I'm such a like independent hard worker. And honestly, I ended up like being at that business from like start to finish, almost like I was running it like it was my own. So I guess just mentally myself, I realized, you know what? I'm doing it. I can do it.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, an opportunity came where um, I just took the leap and started my own business. And I worked inside of a vet clinic, operating my own business first. I did that for about 7 or 8 years until I expanded too much that I needed more space, and I moved on to brick and mortar in 2022.
Amazing, amazing. So yeah, you were already putting in crazy hours. You were taking on more responsibility than a single employee has. You're like, oh, you know what? I could do this on my own.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've always been like very independent. I don't like following other people's rules, like I want to do stuff myself. So,
yeah,
yeah, I think just being like an entrepreneur and doing it on my own, like just really landed. It just felt right.
yeah, yeah. It's funny that you're probably my 55th, 56th episode or interview, and I often ask, what got you into entrepreneurship? The answer is frequently the same, which is I wanted to do things my way. Uh,
Yeah.
Independent. There was like when I was an employee, there was a set way I had to do things, and I thought there was a better way, so I created that way. Now I'm an entrepreneur, so it sounds like you followed that path.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome. So it was the same thing for me because I was working as a personal trainer at a country club, and they wanted me to do things their way, but I'm like, I thought I can write better programs than that, better exercise programs.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to be restricted by my manager's method. I'm like, I want to.
Yeah. And just the flexibility, right? Make your own hours, do things how you want to do them and yeah.
All the beauties of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Now, so there's more than just beauty. There's also downsides, which we'll talk about
Lot.
in a few minutes.
Yes.
But while people are still optimistic, what do you like most about this field?
Honestly, like I said, I love animals. I've loved and wanted to work with animals since I was a little kid. Just in terms of grooming, just really, you know, having the ability to take care of them, to make them look and feel like their ultimate best is just so rewarding. At times we get some really unfortunate cases. Where they're not in very good condition, and just to transform them and make them look and feel, 10 times better is just, again, so rewarding.
Yeah.
And every day is different. There's never a dull moment. It's never boring. So always fun and always so much love. And
Yeah, it's
yeah,
one of those jobs when you think there's boring businesses and then there's like exciting businesses. Boring businesses, I think of like dry cleaning or printing or stuff like that. Exciting businesses would be exactly what you're doing.
yeah, yeah. Never a dull moment with dogs and cats.
Oh, I can just imagine. And what do you do for marketing? How do you get new clients?
Um, Currently not a lot, to be honest. I've done a bit of everything over the years. Um, right now it's a lot of I've done a lot of markets and community get-togethers to try and especially since moving to Markham. Um so just try and get like my face and my name out there and meet people. A lot of my business comes from word of mouth or people just like finding me on Google and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, I ran my business in Richmond Hill for the last 11 years and just recently moved to the west side of the 404, or sorry, the east side of the 404. So now I'm considered Markham. So it's somewhat new territory to me, but realistically it's only down the street from where I started and where I've been
Yeah.
most of my career. So it's very familiar still. Um, yeah, so I'm excited to be in new territory. I love I'm on Cathedral High Street. I always, as a kid, would drive by and see this big church and cathedral, and I never knew exactly where it was. And now I'm on that street, and it's honestly such a beautiful, cool street.
Yeah, yeah. I just bought a new house very, very close to there. I'm under around.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. So you say part of your business comes from word of mouth, part of it comes from Google, part of it comes from markets. But is it an even split between the three, or is it an uneven split? Is there one method that dominates?
Hmm. I mean, I would say for the most part, it's probably a lot of like internet searches that people do. And then probably word of mouth would be second. I'm not, I did a lot of markets last year being my first year in Markham.
Yeah,
But honestly, they just take up a lot of time and they're, very difficult and a lot of energy has to go into it.
yeah,
So, it's not something, that's like feasible to keep up with constantly.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I would say for the most part, yeah, internet searches and word of mouth from clients and
Yeah, satisfy clients for other happy clients.
yeah.
With Google searches, did you do anything deliberate? Did you hire a company? Did you do everything yourself?
No, I haven't done anything deliberate. I have a lot of great clients. I've had a lot of great reviews. So I think I show up a little bit higher on the list. I've tried not to pay for that kind of stuff because I like to be authentic and I want everything to be, natural. And so, I've never given those companies money to put me at the top of the list.
Right.
Um, but yeah,
Just happen organically.
organically, yes.
Very nice, very nice. And what are you working on right now that's exciting to you?
Right now, I mean, I've always got so many things on the go. I am constantly doing continuing education and learning new tricks and of the trade and new tools and products that are in the industry. But I'm actually in the process of getting my master feline grooming certificate. So it's basically just like an advanced certificate for grooming cats, which I love to do. So it's just an advanced skill set and an achievement that I'm excited for.
Ooh, we're excited for you, and I hope it gets you a lot of new clients.
Thank you.
Now we talked about the great benefits of entrepreneurship, but this is the time to get realistic, to pop people's bubble. What obstacles have you encountered in your time as both a pet groomer and an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so many. Honestly, it's like been such a roller coaster of being an entrepreneur for me. Um, Between taking the leap and starting out and not knowing anything about owning a business or what comes along with it, to growing too busy for my own good, to be just, feeling overwhelmed from just being one single person and having like a wait list that was, months long,
Mhm.
um, to, trying to expand and having to find commercial brick and mortar space, which is insanely difficult, I think, for anybody. But when you add the element of animals and my specific industry, it makes it even harder to find a space that's suitable or that allows my usage. So finding my first commercial space took me over a year.
Yeah.
Um, and then, yeah, unfortunately, my first commercial space turned into a nightmare. My landlord was a nightmare. Um, so there's, there's so much nitty and gritty. Hiring people, finding employees, finding people to work for you, you know,
Yeah.
de dealing with so many things. Somebody leaves you a bad review, you have to deal with that. You have an unhappy customer. There's so much. I'm sure you run your own business too, but yeah, unfortunately, I've been through the ringer with my business, and there's been a few times where the thought of, "Are you sure you want to keep going?"
Yeah.
crosses your mind. But I'm hard-headed, and like I said, I'm a hard worker, and this is my baby, and I just can't give it up.
Yeah. Once you've had a taste of entrepreneurship and you've been at it for long enough, you're like, I can't do anything better than this. Yes, there
Yeah,
are challenges. Yes, there's things that come in your way, but there are certain advantages to entrepreneurship that you can't find in a 9 to 5 job or even any kind of job.
yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. What I've noticed with a lot of entrepreneurs, and myself included, the first challenge an entrepreneur has is just how do you find your first client? Because to get word of mouth, you need a first person to talk about you. How do you even get that first person? Once you figured out the marketing side of things, the lead generation, okay, now I have more clients I can handle. Now the next challenge comes recruiting. So how do you find staff that match your values, match your methodology, and represent you well? Because inevitably your reputation is on the line.
Yeah,
When you
100%.
find that, then you're okay. Now I have to get even better at marketing because I have to fill their schedule. If they're not full, they're going to leave. So it's a constant alternation of lead generation, hiring, lead generation, hiring.
Yeah.
Uh, that's one of the challenges, but also to me, one of the fun parts of entrepreneurship. When I was first starting my business 16 years ago, I hated marketing. I wanted nothing to do with it. Um, I thought I just want to be a personal trainer. I just want to train people, get them better bodies, better health, etc. But then I'm like, oh, it just, I mean, despite being a good personal trainer, it wasn't good enough to get new clients. So I'm like, I got to figure out this marketing thing. Now marketing is one of
Uh,
my favorite parts of my business.
I'm kind of there now. I hate it. I hate the social media thing, but we've got to do it. Those are the times now.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's almost like that can be a full-time job in itself though. All this
yeah,
marketing and social media stuff. It takes a lot of time, and it's
yeah.
a lot of work, and it's a lot of effort too.
Yeah, I mean, social media is a way, but it's not the only way. In
Yeah.
fact, for me, I'm notorious for saying many, many times on this podcast and to my mentees, I like you, I hate social media, and not I don't hate it conceptually, I hate it practically because it's very, very unprofitable for my business. However, for other businesses, it's quite profitable. Um, I've been volunteering for the Markham Small Business Center as a small business coach for the last 10 years or so. So for some businesses, social media is a complete waste of time. Other businesses, that's their growth driver for something that's visually appealing. For example, clothes, food, restaurants, for them, social media is great. For businesses like mine, personal training, not good. High price, high commitment. Um, the great irony about marketing personal training by social media is that it's impersonal marketing for a personal training business. I mean, that's one of the things I like about marketing as well, about entrepreneurship. There's way more than one way to do things. If you
Yeah.
don't like social media, that's okay. There's 50 million other ways to, you know. In fact, when I market my personal training business, very little of it relies on online marketing. For me, the foremost and most effective strategies are in no particular order: public speaking, writing and publishing books, and door-to-door sales. And only one of those is internet-based, and that's email marketing, not even social media. Social media for me has been a colossal waste of time. Or another one of my friends, he runs a very, very boring business, printing. Okay, he literally prints brochures, flyers, paper, extremely boring, and yet he does $2 to $3 million per year. How does he do it? He's got one strategy only: zero social media presence. His website looks like it was built by a 14-year-old in 1998, and yet again, $2 to $3 million per year in a very boring business. So again, how does he do it? Well, he's got one strategy, and that's it. He goes door to door to businesses who he knows are already spending money on printing. never makes an appointment, so he doesn't try to get in to see to see the CEO, which is very difficult. He just knocks on the door, walks in, says to the receptionist, whatever he's spending on printing right now, I'll beat it by 15%. Leaves her the business card, walks out of there. That's it. That's all he needed to do to generate $2 to $3 million per year. You know, uh,
Yeah.
so social media is a way, but not the only way. If it
Yeah.
appeals to you, great. If it doesn't appeal to you, that's okay. There's a million other ways to do it, and are equally effective or possibly even more effective. Um, I often rant
Very
about how
true.
much I hate social media. Um, now you're a full-time business, you got a lot going on. So, yeah, what do you do in your free time? In the very little free time you have?
The very little free time I have, I'm spending it with my friends and family, my dog, my
Right?
husband.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just trying to, do more and more things that make me happy and take the stress away from running a business.
Sometimes your business is both your stressor and stress relief,
Yes.
especially the business like yours. A lot
Yeah.
of veterinarians I talk to, they say they like their patients and hate their clients. Their patients are their dogs, or their
Yes.
their
Yeah.
clients are their owners, the owners of the pet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very true. The people are harder to deal with than the animals.
Absolutely. And since this is, after all, a Best of Markham podcast, what's your favorite business in Markham besides your own?
I don't have just one favorite.
Okay, name a
I
few.
have, yeah, I have a few. I love the Go Play Spa.
Oh yeah, of course.
Everybody's been there. Everybody loves it. If
Yep,
you haven't been there, you have to check it out.
absolutely.
And you know what? I love everyone on my street. Like my street is awesome. It's so pet friendly. We have like four cafes that are pet friendly. I
Really?
love them all. Yeah. There's Out of Office, there's Ning, there's BPM, and there's Cafe de Studio. They're
Okay.
all amazing, cute little coffee shops with drinks and little snacks and desserts. And then my next door neighbor on my street is a butcher. He's amazing. The Butcher Boutique.
Cool.
Yeah, really, really good quality stuff and very good prices. And I just love it. It's like, feels like old school Europe, Montreal, like just, these small, you know, businesses that
Yeah,
go to your local butcher, go to your local coffee shop,
yeah.
your pharmacist across the street. Like it's really nice.
Nice. I have to
Yeah.
remember the names of those four cafes you mentioned. I'll have to rewatch this this chat of ours because my wife always looks for new places to celebrate her dog's birthday. Uh,
Oh yeah, you've gotta come to our street for sure, especially since you live close.
Close, very close. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah, 3 years ago, there used to be this cafe in Markham, I think around Kennedy and Major Mac, called the Bernese Barista. Unfortunately, they went out of business about a year and a half ago. Um, and since then, she's had a heck of a time finding dog-friendly.
Oh, really? You know what? You
Yeah,
should also, I don't know if you've heard of Markham Dog Alliance. They're a group in Markham that runs like dog friendly events. They
yeah,
have like a massive one in May. It's called Barkham.
Barkham.
Yeah. But they have a list on their website of all the dog friendly businesses.
Oh,
But you know what? Since I've been in Markham, I keep getting pop-ups on Instagram all the time of these new cafes that are popping up, and almost all of them are dog friendly.
really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
good.
like Main Street,
Yeah.
Markham, my street has the four, and there's like a bunch just all over.
Okay, great tip.
Yeah.
We'll have to visit.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. And last question is, how can our viewers and listeners get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram or Facebook. We are just at Nose to Toes Grooming. Our website is nosetotosgrooming.ca. And yeah, that's it.
Perfect. And all those contact details will be in the show notes as well. Rebecca,
Yeah.
thank you so much for doing this. I really
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you so much. So nice to meet you.
Likewise.